Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to part two of Profits for Position for Purpose, y'all. Listen. If y'all know anything about me, is that I will not be shut down and I will not be denied in this season. I will not. So I'm just talking, and I just happen to click off and I get a message that my show has been shut down because of the music. Now y'all know I played music all night the other night, and y'all know I had a sign up that says I do not own the rights to this music, and so I had it up today. I always, I'll play something in the background, but this is important, y'all. I need y'all to pay attention. Listen. I don't even know what we gonna talk about now because I done got kind of stirred up. But listen. So listen, I'm going forth and I'm really talking, and I see everybody is gone, and I'm like, well, now look, now my Saturday people pretty faithful. So what's going on, right? So I look and I click out because I got kind of turned around in my chapters, and I go and there's a message telling me that they have shut me down. They have hidden it. They have hidden my show because of the music. Now, y'all know the other night I had music. So let me tell you something. In this world system, y'all be aware. I don't know if they're going to shut this down, but y'all be aware that you can talk about anything in the world you want to talk about. But when you start talking about things of God, sometimes the enemy will try to shut you down. I have gotten up in the middle of the night and scrolled through Facebook, and they have the psychics and the witches on, and they're doing their divination and their cards, but they're never shut down. They can sit there all night, but they're never shut down. But Facebook will shut down. Yep. They'll shut down the word of God, not understanding that of the multiplicity of their people are Christian. And so at some point, y'all, because of the place that we're in the kingdom, the church is going to have to start standing up. Period. They can silence us on everything. They can silence what we do, what we say, what show we're on. They can silence how you say, you got to like this, you got to go with this movement, you got to go with this movement, but don't nobody have to go with the Christian movement, do they? And so that kind of shook me up a little bit when I said, what? What you mean? Y'all just shut me down in the middle of my broadcast? I don't even know if the music was still playing, but y'all just shut me down even though I had a sign up. The enemy, y'all prophets, the enemy is coming to try to shut your voice up. The enemy is trying to come to shut your voice up. I just want you to understand that in this hour, the enemy is not playing fair, and that's why we cannot play fair. He is coming to shut your voice up. And sometimes it is very sneaky. Sometimes it's through little things that you're battling. Sometimes it's through little insecurities that you're fighting. He's coming to shut your voice down. You need to be very aware in this season because of the things that are about to hit the earth. You need to start paying attention. In this season, I cannot stomach y'all. That's why I'm real quiet. When I get real quiet, when I'm not talking on the phone a lot, when I'm not doing a lot of interactions, it is because I cannot stomach a passive prophet. I cannot stomach a passive prophet. I cannot stomach what is a passive prophet? A passive prophet is, well, okay, I don't really, I'm just going to do, the bare minimum. Yeah, I know I'm called, but I'm just, well, yeah, I know. I don't know why I don't pray no more. I don't know why I don't get on and do my broadcast no more. I just didn't feel like it was the seed. I just, I cannot stomach a person that wears the title of, or even possesses the mantle of a prophet, and they are walking around in this flesh, governed only by this flesh. And a lot of times, prophets, y'all be like, oh, she quiet. I'm quiet because I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this to you without hurting your feelings, your little flesh emotional feelings. Oh, yeah, Prophet is on one today. I'm trying to figure out how to get this over to you without hurting your feelings. Because in this season, y'all little watered down people running around talking about you healed a gnat and you can't even govern your flesh. Yeah, the subject today is the battles of a prophet. Because I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, I'm powerful. When I walk in the room, demons tremble. No, that is a facade going on in your mind. Now, some of us, that is true. When we walk in, they know I'm in here. I ain't got to announce no prophet, apostle title. The spirit realm know I've entered the room. But some of y'all walking around saying, you bad to the bone, but you can't even defeat a spirit that comes after you. You over there curled up in the bed right now from an attack this week. A little old minor attack that you have authority over. If I could tell y'all the last 3 months have been, woo! I'm out. I'm on the other side. But did y'all know it? Didn't nobody know it. I bet these Souls Cry International didn't even know it. Honey, these last few months have been, oh, Jesus. But my spirit man was standing up strong because I know that I have dominion. And because I have dominion, everything in my life has to line up with my thoughts. It has to line up with what I'm saying. Everything has to line up. See, if you're going to call yourself a prophet and you're going to call yourself a prophet to the nations, the first nation you better be able to save is yourself. Thanks, Facebook, for kicking me off because I'm all right now. The first nation you better be able to govern is yourself, is your household. Don't come to me talking about I'm anointed, honey, and I got on and this happened and I had 30,000 views and people fell out. But yeah, in your private life, you can't go to bed at night because you're scared you're going to die. You got people thinking you sitting up on the fourth and third and fourth watch, but you really scared you're going to die like your mama or your grandma. Fear grips you at night, so you can't go to sleep till sunrise. And you out here screaming and hollering and making people think you anointed and laying people out, but you can't. What is going on when they lay out? Y'all stop getting excited when you lay hands on people and they fall out. Stop it. Because a lot of times you be like, and then you'll go on down the line, boop, they fell out, boop, they fell out. And all you really have is a row of people who are still possessed and battling whatever they had. There is a spirit that causes people to sleep. There is a sleeping spirit that knocks the people out, that gives the novice prophet a perception that they have really done something, when in fact the people are still bound. It's just the spirit that knocks them out. God taught me years ago, when I had this woman who would come, she would fall out all the time. God said the next time she comes, you speak to the spirit. You speak to the spirit that causes her to sleep, and she won't fall out. Then you can address. So I had to deal with the spirit that causes her to sleep. I'm not going to say God said. I don't know how it looked. It's been so many years ago. But I have to be careful, y'all. I'm careful about God. So I spoke to the spirit because she had mental issues and she had all these things. So I spoke to the spirit first. So she didn't fall out this time. So then I could go down in there and do some real work and deal with all the other stuff. Novice prophets. Stop getting so, I don't care if everybody in the whole row fall out. When they get up, check them. Y'all better start doing some inspection. But we're not going to do deliverance today. Y'all better start doing some inspection. When you in these services and you think you a wonder prophet, you a super prophet, and people falling out, and you like, who got the power of God? Now you better check how they get up. You start going. You start waiting. You go back and you check. You go back and you check. You look in their eyes. You look in the eyes are the window to the soul. You check them. Let's start doing an inspection instead of thinking that we're wonder prophets. Let's see if they're really delivered. Look them in their eye and see if that spirit, those spirits are still there. When you want to go from a novice, when you want to graduate into deliverance, you're going to have to do some inspection on the road. You're going to have to do some inspection on the altar. Do you understand what I'm saying? Inspection. Don't get so high. Oh, I'm the prophet. Baby, they done went home with the demons. And then some of y'all fake prophets, they done went home with the demons that they had, and they done went home with the demons that you had too. So now they really messed up. And so now they're trying to go from place to place, trying to get deliverance. Y'all stop messing. Look, the battles of the prophet. See, the battles of a prophet say, I got ego. I can't stop doing what I'm doing because I'm going to lose my following. That's what ego tell you when you're battling. When you're battling as a prophet, the ego tell you, I can't sit down. But what you really need to do is sit down and do some self-work. As a prophet, you cannot, because what you're releasing, what you think is some wonderful revelation and all of this other stuff, sometimes what you're releasing is what you're carrying. You're releasing a poison into the atmosphere. You're releasing that, Y'all, listen. You're releasing carbon monoxide in the spirit to the people. See, carbon monoxide can only be detected by a machine, right? You get the carbon monoxide machine, you can detect that. You can detect it. You can only detect it by the machine, but you can't smell it like you do gas. So if you have a gas leak in the house, you'll be like, oh, wait a minute. So you can start looking like we used to in the old days. Go looking for the gas leak. But carbon monoxide in the spirit is something secret that you're carrying. And so you spewing it out. You're spewing it out. You're spewing it out to your audiences. You're spewing it out to the people that you're laying hands on. Nobody can, it's not evident. And so a lot of y'all are wondering why you go home sick. The reason that you go home sicker than you were before you came is because the pastor, the preacher, the prophet, or the apostle are carrying a spiritual toxin that is dispersing as they're up. So the battle of the prophet is rule number one. It's okay to sit down for a season and get yourself together. It's okay to sit down for a season because it don't matter if you got 5,000 folk. If you got COVID and you go in there with these 5,000 folks, everybody gonna have it. So for a season, it's no shame in sitting down because you're saying, I don't want nobody else to get carbon monoxide poisoning. As a prophet, the first nation you've got to save is yourself. You know that you are severely battling depression. Go sit down somewhere. Yep, I said it. Yeah, I understand. Get your medicine, go to your doctor, do what you feel comfortable with. And that ain't never worked for me. So, because don't nothing work for me but the Holy Spirit. But everybody is different. I'm not telling you don't take your medicine. I'm sure I've taken anxiety pills before in the past. But go do whatever you have to do, but you better get yourself right. So you're carrying depression. You can't even conquer. Let me tell you something. I mean this, and you take it and run with it whatever way you want to. If you cannot deal with the demons that are attacking you, these are house demons, y'all. I'm being serious. I'm being real serious. We ain't even got to go to the book, right? We can, but these are house demons. If you sitting up mad at your husband and your wife all the time, and your husband and your wife doing this and that to you, and you sit up there crying and rocking, but then you want to get on Facebook, God said, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. You trying to knock down demons down every row, but at home, you sitting up there a hostage. You in a straitjacket. You in a straitjacket at home. But you telling me you coming to me to help save me? No, you're not going to save me. You can go home and save your home. Go home and save your home. Well, prophetess, apostle, you saying, people go through battles. That don't mean that you're not called. No, that don't mean that you're not called. That means that if you saying you finna get out here and be on a certain level, but you can't even deal with the demon that stops you from sleeping at night. You can't even deal with the demon of poverty. That's a demon. We'll teach about some of this stuff. You cannot deal with the disrespect in your children. You cannot. But you want to come save me? You want to come save a nation? Save your own house. Save your own self. Get control over it at least. You see what I'm saying? Get control over it at least. Learn to walk in the spirit. You still bickering back and forth with your husband and your wife. Y'all still fighting. Honey, the greatest battle, I teach my daughters that are married. Your greatest thing, one of my daughters, I don't know if she's on, y'all let me see the comments. I can't see the comments yet. One of my daughters, I'm sure she is, I don't know if she's on here or not, but she was telling me she wanted to talk to her husband about something. And I was like, so you feel like this communication gonna do something? You feel like this communication is gonna stop something, What do you think? I said, no, this is the battle. This is what married people and single, you need to understand this too. If there is a battle to be won, it's going to be won in the spirit. Y'all stop sitting around want to have all these boring conversations with your spouse that only digs it deeper and deeper. If you have not learned to attain fight these things in the spirit realm, then you're in trouble. Right? Don't tell me you're going to the nations. At SCI, Souls Cry International, don't come to me talking about you going to no nation and you still in the house bickering with your spouse. If you have not learned how to walk this out in the spirit, if you have not learned how to intercede for them in the spirit, if you have not learned to die to the things that you're going that are keeping you bound. See, a lot of the conflict in marriage is an ego conflict. A lot of the conflict in marriage is self-rejection that we're fighting from something else. So we bring a lot of things into the pot. We're always saying we want a 50-50. We need 100-100 because we bring a lot of things into this pot. We throw a lot of things in. See, when you get married, you just thinking, look, this is what we thinking, y'all. We throwing cute into the pot. Oh, they can cook. Let's throw that into the pot. Oh, they're a good provider. But little do you know, in the unseen realm, they throwing in depression, they throwing in rejection, they throwing in perversion, they throwing all this stuff into the pot. If you are going to say that you are a prophet, let's master self. Let's master self. Let's master walking in the spirit. The easiest thing about being a prophet, let me just tell y'all this. This is the truth as I know it. The easiest thing about being a prophet, because it's gifting, is giving a word. And the more you do it, the better it's perfected. The more you do it, the more consistently you do it, the clearer and the more precise that you get. That's the easiest part because it's part of your gifting. But then the other stuff God did not make so easy. You were going to have to work for it. He didn't just drop you down here and say, oh, remember all this stuff, all the conversations we had in heaven? This is who you are, honey. You are heaven. No, you're going to have to work to get back to that memory. It's just like a person that has temporary amnesia. What they tell them is, we don't really know. We know it might not be permanent, but I don't think it's permanent, but it'll come back in bits and pieces, but we don't know when it's going to come back and how it's going to come back. That's just like a person that has been sent here from the spirit realm. And you have spiritual amnesia. And so your whole work is determined on how hard you're going to work to get back to your remembrance of who you were before you hit the earth. So a lot of y'all are still wondering, wondering as one through the wilderness who has spiritual amnesia, and you don't know who you are. Some of you are still operating on gifting, and that's good. You've helped a lot of people. I tip my hat to you, but you have not tapped into who you are, spirit. And because you can't tap into that, you can only function on the level of your memory. What? You can only function on the level of your memory. So I know my name is Elisa. I can go in, I can do this, I can go to the, but I don't remember nothing else, right? So I can only function in the spirit realm based upon that until there is an awakening. You go through little awakenings as you began to purge yourself of self, all this flesh, all this the monkey suit. You began to open up and you began to step out and you began to push past fear. You began to push past doubt. You began to push past what they say, what they thought, and you began to seek him. You began to seek his face like never before. And when you began to seek him and really press into him, there are levels of awakenings. There are levels of awakenings. There are levels of awakenings. You determine. Listen, he gave you the Holy Spirit, which is our comforter and guide. But now he's not going to wrap you around the neck and pull you. Come on up to this next level. Come on up to this next level. Come on, I want to show you this in the spirit. That's a hunger. He that hunger and thirst after righteousness shall be filled. In the prophet, your hunger and thirst is determined by your pursuit. At SCI, when I have prophets that do a whole lot of Facebook surfing and Facebook hopping, you out of order. Not because I'm scared somebody gonna get you, honey. Sometimes, no, I ain't gonna say that. But no, I'm not scared nobody gonna get you and take you over there. I'm saying as a prophet, your connection to the word and revelation needs to come from God and the word of God. You running around eating off of all these tables. Y'all saw my post. And so you regurgitate, you're spitting up what other people have said rather than getting in the presence of God. God is leading by instruction. He's leading by instruction in this hour. Your instruction is going to come from God. It is not going to come like you think. And you need to get somewhere and determine the voice of God for you, prophet. You need to discern the voice of God for you. And you need to discern your voice for the nation. Because sometimes you get your belly full of other stuff and you began to sound just like the people you watch. The battles of the prophet are brutal. I say that all the time. You don't get patty caked and shaped on the potter's wheel like a little, you know how you seen it and they spinning and you almost shaped and then you never seen when you have to smush it down and start over. That's the battle. The making of a prophet is brutal. I say it all the time. Honey, you spinning on that wheel and look at that. I think that's going to be a vase. It look good. Boom. Now we got to start over. Because you're still not understanding who you are and your assignment in the earth. The battles are necessary. Because as you're battling, you're going through this battle, you're going through that battle, you're taking off layers that you were never supposed to carry. And when you finally start stripping all these layers of rejection, these ego, honey, this ego is a monkey. All this hate, all this other stuff. When you strip back all these layers, you get to the nakedness of who, the nakedness and purity of who you really are, spirit. So some of you all are battling right now, telling me, I'm going to the, yeah, no, baby, no. You secretly envious of your brothers and your sisters. You secretly sabotaging folks. Yeah, you're not, you compromise. See, God, let me tell you something about God. God is amazing. He is amazing. God will, he will give you small tests. See, he's the one that tries the heart. He's the one that know what's in his heart, honey. See, I might think I know, but God is the one that really tries the heart. He knows the heart. He knows what's in it. And I'm not talking about this little blood pumping vessel. I'm talking about the soul. He knows what's in it. See, some of us will say, you know, while we down here. See, when we down here, y'all, this is so funny. This is real. When we down here, we'll be like, God, I'll never compromise. I'll never change. I'll never go against your word. I'm going to always do it just like you say. I don't care who called me. I don't care if TD Jakes called me. I'm going to do just what you say. Then one day, ring, ring. Hello? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This John. Oh, John. Hey, Apostle Eckhart. Okay. All right, you want me to do? Okay. Oh, okay. Let me see. I don't. Okay. I got you. Well, God, okay, I'm gonna do it like this one time because you know, this apostle, I know he got your favor. I know, but you know, it's gonna get my name out here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. It must be. And not saying what he's asked you is bad, understand, because I trust him emphatically. What I'm saying is it might be something God told you not to do. Right? It might not. Or will you sell out your brother? You done told your sister, everywhere I go, you going. Oh, but you're not going with me to TD Jakes. I'm not going to introduce you to the Potter House. You not good enough, but I'm good enough, even though you know they really carry the anointing. You see what I'm saying? We done got into this cat and mouse game. Well, I want you to win, but I don't want you to win if you win before me. You can't determine that. See, God is looking at your heart. So some of y'all wonder, I've been in ministry for 15 years and I ain't got nowhere, God. Because every time God gets you on this step, he try you to see if you'll compromise. He try you to see if you're going to take everybody with you that's supposed to go, or if you're going to push them down on the floor. God is looking at how you determine, how you treat even the least of them, or who you think is the least of them. I told one of my sisters yesterday, I said, honey, I just been sitting over here quiet. I know what I carry. I know the things that God have done through me. I ain't trying to list them. I know the people that have got delivered. I know the people that have gotten healed. I know the people that are now standing up strong in the prophetic because of me. I'm not trying to list it all out because it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. What's relevant is that God be glorified. So I'm not trying. There may be a season where God allows me to do that. But in this season, it's not about me. It's about the glory. So I told my sister, y'all, let me get back on track. I said, I've been sitting over here quiet for a long time. And people think I'm odd and I'm strange and I'm not anointed and blah, blah, blah. And I said, they can think whatever. But when it's time for me to step on the scene, that's what y'all need to be content with. Y'all need to be content when you only have one like. Y'all need to be content when you only have 2 or 3 followers. Be content. I'm talking about not just, oh Lord, I'm just trying to serve you. That false humility. I just don't care if I have a one person. Everybody care. But when you really don't care and you gonna go forth, if you on Facebook talking to yourself, that's what counts. That's what God is trying to check. Long before you get to 1,000 views or 1,000 likes, God is trying to see how you're going to handle his business when it's just 5 of you. See, the people of God have been mistreated and mishandled in this season. And prophets, some of you will be elevated to apostles, but prophets, what you do in this season, because you're getting ready to cancel out the false prototype. What you do is necessary. So your making has been brutal. So you have gone years and years without. Let me tell y'all something. God told me back in, I say 96, 97. He said, you're getting ready to go through a period of adversity. See, that's when God can talk to you like that. Y'all got a relationship. You're getting ready to go through a period of adversity. He said, but after that, there will be no door closed to you. And I was like, okay, God, cool. No, I'm down for it. Little did I know that the period, because 1,000 years is as a day, and a day is as 1,000 years. Little did I know the period of adversity was going to be years. So I had to sit back in the cut and obey God. And I had some falls and things, but I've had to obey God. Y'all, when I seen everybody around me being blessed, when I saw everybody around me going forth and being blessed, guess who had to obey God? My relationship with God was not contingent upon what he did. Because a lot of y'all, if God didn't pay the light bill, or if God didn't pull you out of this situation and that situation, for you, he would not be God, and you would turn your back. But prophet, the making of a prophet is brutal. And so if you say hello and he don't say hello back, if you say I need and he don't move, I know y'all be like, now, because he is going to supply. But there is a season where he quiet and you like, God. Now, does a way always be made? Yes. But I have had to sit when it was brutal. And in those hours of being brutal, he was developing my character. God, I love you. I love you. I love you. Even when I was going through lack, I love you, God. I ain't getting no sugar daddy. Wasn't no man taking care of me and my kids. Lord, I love you. I love you. I love you. God was still blessed on my lips. The name of the Lord was still blessed upon my lips. My character and integrity is intact. God is going to try you, prophet. Are you going to step on the heads of those that was locked in with you for real when you start going up? I can tell you that as I go up, there's a couple of people that's got to go with me. Because I mean, when I was nothing, and look, and still don't consider myself to be nothing, but when I was just a little speck on the dot of the world, I'm talking about solid. It's about 2 or 3 people. They were solid. See, stuff that matter to everybody else don't matter to prophetess. I love people for real. And what I'm looking at is people who love me for real. Even when I'm talked about, even when I'm ostracized, it's some people that's been right there because they knew the God in me and they knew that I was submitted to God. So even when it wasn't popular, they were with me. Find you some of those people. People that'll tell you, no, you wrong, baby. You shouldn't have said that. Find you some people that will tell you you wrong. Find you some of them people. Them the real people in your life. Find you some real solid people in your life, prophets. The road and the path on this prophetic is so lonely. And what you'll find is you'll find 1 or 2 people and they're not always together, on this road that will lock in and push you and pray for you. For prophet, a lot of y'all that are connected with me, y'all so powerful. It's not many people that can carry you. What are you saying, prophetess? When you get to that place that God is trying to pull you, trying to draw you to, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot I won't say on Facebook, but understand, the making of a prophet is brutal. Your battles, and for y'all do have y'all do have greatness on your life. I'm trying to see if there's anything in here I want to discuss. You do have greatness on your life. It is. You are called to nations of people. You are called to do a mighty work. But now, if you're still fighting with the same weapons and the same demonic realm that you were last year, and you can't graduate beyond that year, the nations is not your portion. Because you've been at this same time. The devil keeps trying you. He tries you, and he tries you, just like when Jesus went into the wilderness and he put those things up before him. If Jesus had a failed one, well, for one, we probably wouldn't have been here. But the devil tries you like that. Well, let me come against them with this. Let me come against them with that. And they know every time it shuts you down. Oh, if I attack her in this area, I'm going to get her. Even though you talking big talk. If I attack her here, she going to fold. If I attack him here, he going to fold. If I attack him in this area, he's not going to be able to stand. And he'll see. Oh, I hit her. I hit him right there. I hit him right there. Oh, they didn't even do Bible class this week. Oh, I hit him right there. Oh, they didn't even preach this. They didn't even preach. I hit them right there. Oh, they ain't praying no more now. And so they keep hitting you in the same place until you stand up and take authority according to the power that God has given you over all the power of the enemy. I don't want to hear you saying you have power. I got power over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means harm me. But a toothache defeats you. I think that we need to wake up. And so I don't know, y'all, we're going to have to do some classes on spiritual warfare, on walking in the spirit, because a lot of people don't know what it means to be spirit. And so everything I heard Apostle Spencer's spiritual dad talking about looking through the eyes of the, y'all need to get some of these revelations. But as long as you're still looking through the eyes of the flesh, you're going to always miss it. And some of y'all, the devil done tricked y'all so bad that you think when you began to see, and God begins to illuminate things in the spirit, the society have tricked you to think you witchy. Now, you're not witchy if you're doing things according to the principles of God, and this is the Spirit of God showing it to you. You only go over to the divination and witchy part, prophet, when your life is nasty, right? When there is sin. When there is sin, you are in a bad place, and you can. It's a thin line, and y'all in my book, I tell y'all, it's a thin line between the prophetic and the divination. So as long as you're walking on the right side, you're good. Stop letting people intimidate you where you don't seek more of God, because you scared you're gonna be with you. Let me tell you something. 50 years, I'll be 51 in November. People gonna call you what they call you no matter what you're doing. I don't care what they call me. I'm getting ready to do. It's gonna look like I am. Ain't nobody gonna understand this move now, because whatever God is telling me to do, I'm gonna do it if it don't make sense. I don't care if they saying, oh, because what incites a person to say things like that is what? One of the things that's in here, I think it's in here, jealousy. Jealousy. When people are jealous, because they be like, well, how's she rising up? Why she got 1,000 views? What? Because people are watching your views. Okay, listen. People are watching your lives, and people are watching your views. But what they do is they go back after the fact, because they don't want nobody to know they like you, and they they taking your word too, and they changing it up a little bit, and they making it their word. People are watching you. Even though you don't feel significant, that's good. That's right where God can use you, prophet. When you don't feel significant. That's right where God can use you, prophet. When you don't feel important, that's right where God can use you. Because it's the significant, important folks that scare me. Because when God starts elevating them, they get too important, and they get haughty, and they get some of this stuff in this chapter 9. They began to walk in pride. They began to walk in all of this stuff. All of this stuff on these pages, y'all. And they began to get puffed up like the peacock, right? They get puffed up. Another thing that taps out a prophet is one of the battles, the biggest battle you're going to have, prophet, especially if you go to a church that's not apostolic or prophetic, it's going to be a problem, is the spirit of religion. It's going to try to bind you. It is going to try to hold you. And in this season, you cannot let that spirit hold you. What's getting ready to happen with that's why I sit here on Saturdays, y'all. What's getting ready to happen with the prophets that are emerging is y'all are going to be different. Y'all services are going to be different. When you're invited to places, and I often ask people, and this is for real, do you know what you're asking for? And I ask that, yeah, I ask that like I'm already on another level, right? Because I really am. But I ask them, do you understand what you're asking for? Because when I come in, I have to come in and do what God say, right? I had an engagement not too long ago, a month or two ago, and I went in and I really wanted to, I had the word all laid out and everything, and it was cute. But God was like, because see, the house, the soil is not conducive. You will get to the house, and if the soil is not conducive, there has to be some plowing first. But then after you've done all the plowing and gotten the soil conducive, honey, church might be over. And you may have to go back for a part 2. Y'all, don't be so excited with assignments, because every assignment is not for you. But as I was saying, sometimes I ask people, do they understand? I said, well, okay, I'm coming, but do they understand what I do? Right? Because I don't come in and do a traditional service. So a lot of things I will set up on my own, but when I do get invitations, I do often ask, do you understand what I do? Prophets, you need to be okay with that. Because you can't go in with the weight of, oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do this. And honestly, y'all, when I go to services, I'm so good. I try to behave and not embarrass my father or my church family. But really, I'd be like, let's stop this music. Okay, let's do it. In my mind, I'm saying, I don't want to hear this song. Y'all, let's go. Musicians play this key right here. Let's go. But I sit and I rock and be just really good. And so prophets in this season, whether you're a pastor, you're functioning in a pastor role, whatever role you're functioning in, understand that wherever you go, your conferences, your lives, whatever you do, is not going to be in that religious box, because we're getting ready to do away with all of that stuff. So we have entered into the new dispensation. Y'all saw the other night when I was on, and I was talking about what the passing of Queen Elizabeth meant. And it means so much more. It is hard, it's saddening, heartfelt, I understand. But what it means is that what I have been telling y'all, and I need y'all prophets to get in position, because now you're going to be needed greater than before. Because I've been telling y'all that there was going to be a changing of the guards, and is in the natural, so in the spiritual, there is getting ready to be a changing of the guard over there. Charles is getting ready to be king, and there's getting ready to be a changing of the guards in the spirit realm. And so when a new king or comes on the scene, or a new apostle or a new prophet, you institute a new governing, a new rule. And so what the world is not, we're mourning her loss, but in your spirit, you're mourning what's getting ready to come. Because what was so graciously held due to the favor and the respect of her is getting ready to now break forth, because there's nothing to hold back. So what you're getting ready to see is a whole bunch of chaos. I said it. Because the new king does not have the respect or the wisdom of the old queen. Now, on the spirit realm, it's going to be different, because the new prophets and apostles stepping on the scene have a wisdom and an authority that the old do not have. Some of the old are holding on because they don't know, they didn't get a good retirement plan. One thing I respect, and this is the truth, I went on somebody's Prophetess so and so page today, and they was trying to give a forecast for September, and I was like, Lord Jesus, just let it go. Girl, it's over. Just go do something else, preach every now and then. Let somebody else have it that have the real, not saying that your word ain't real. One thing that I respect about my daddy, was it in April, May? I forget when y'all, no, it was not too long ago, whatever. We had a retirement party for my dad. He has been in ministry 50 years, but he had been a pastor for 47 years. And so I respect the fact that in this season of the changing of the guards, that he was like, okay, my time is up. It's time for some new folks to come on the scene. And so a lot of these pastors that should have been stepped off the scene anyway because of their lifestyle. Don't you dare think that you're going to come on the scene now. And I've seen people now saying they finna bring this into the world, and they finna bring this into the world. But I'm looking at you and I see this spirit on you, right? I see this homosexual spirit on you. And to me, if I can still see it, it is still active some kind of way, right? I see the spirit of the whoremonger on you. I see the spirit of greed on you. And so I hear what you're saying you're coming to do, but you're not the replacement for what God is getting ready to do. There is no way you can be the replacement for the old king or the old queen, and you coming and your lifestyle is the same or worse. In this season, you have got to profit, you have got to purify your heart. If you feel this little tinge, I always say in here, in your spirit, you feel this little tinge towards your brother, you can't speak, you don't like nobody, they hurt my feelings, get yourself together. If somebody give you $100 offering or $200, I say, never mind. And you all of a sudden just love them because you know that if it's a pot, if 200 came, it must be some more in the pot. Y'all get yourself together. Anybody know me? I've had people be like, I want to sow into your church. I want to tie to you. I come over here. I'm just going, I only hold the offering. I'm not coming to pick it up. What? No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm not coming. I live where I live is like 30, 40, 50 minutes away from everybody. Some people, I'm not coming. I'm not money hungry because if it's something you want me to have, you'll stuff it in an envelope, right? I'm not. And because I'm like that, money cannot govern me. If I want something from anybody at my church, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask. I ain't going to say God going to give you a move a mountain and you going to be because you done blessed. No. I need you to do X, Y, Z. Thank you. Now, if it's a blessing that God say come with it, good. But I'm not going to tell you you're going to die if you don't give me this $75 offering. And I'm not going to tell you that this $75 offering is going to produce your husband, your new car. It have to be. If y'all ever hear me say that, God really said it. I'm not kidding. I don't play like that. And so God is instituting prophets. There are some prophets. Y'all, I can't wait. I got something coming on y'all. I ain't going to tell you right now. But God is calling forth prophets with a pure heart. No, you don't know everything everybody else do. Now you can't quote scriptures verbatim, but you know them. Thy word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin. That's how I know you know them, because you live in it. Right? It's time for us to get in line with the word prophet. Because you govern from a place in the spirit, you have got to know that you are spirit. You have got to understand that. You have got to start seeing beyond right here, right here, right here. You got to go in. So the battles of a prophet are brutal. Y'all, I got something coming I can't tell you right now. Because, it's a shame you can't share with your brothers and sisters because everybody try to one up you. It's so sad. My heart, when I got up this morning, was grieving for the state of the prophets, because people say they're prophets, but honey, if Mr. Fine Man come along, honey, I ain't gonna see them no more. They ain't prophet nothing. They trying to get up on the fine man. If A small test come, oh, they done took to the bed. They ain't prophet. I'm depressed. You depressed because you have not taken authority over what's trying to subdue you. Period. So y'all listen. We gotta get if you keep having the same test month after month after month, that's because you have not passed. So you still at 5th grade. We are going to have some spiritual warfare classes. We are going to have some classes that really teach you that you are spirit and what that means and how you speak and what you see and what you hear and how to get yourself together, because we can't function on this low flesh level. This is a low level. We cannot function here. I remember somebody told me, prophesied to me, and one time, and she was like, "You're really operating from a low place." I was like, "What's she mean? What's that supposed to mean? All arrogant, and what's that mean?" It meant that you functioning from a low place, that you're not walking in the spirit, that you are more mindful of the things of the flesh than the spirit. So you are being defeated and you're living a life less than because you're functioning from the flesh realm. See, we are so prideful and arrogant. If somebody give us a word, yeah, I get it, I understand. No, you don't. Sometimes when people say, "Yeah, I know what you mean," I say, "What do I mean?" Well, I think you mean, and they don't know, and it's really they don't know, but they don't want to know that they don't want that they don't know, and they don't. We are so prideful, y'all. Stop it. If I don't know something, good gracious, I hope y'all know it. I hope y'all can tell me. I hope somebody can help me. I don't know everything. I have a section and a nation that I am assigned to, and I have a specific assignment. There are people that are younger than me that know what I may not know, but they may need my wisdom. Together we can connect. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Y'all, we're not going to be one-hit wonders, right? Stop walking in here talking about, I'm all this, and when you walk in, nothing. And when you walk in, the atmosphere don't even shift. Because you're flesh and you don't understand being spirit. So when you walk in, I don't care what title you're wearing, it's evident by the anointing that's present when you walk, when you show up. Are yokes destroyed? Do healings take place? Can somebody say, "I was about to lose my mind. I was crazy. I was losing my mind, and God delivered my mind by being in the presence of your service"? Can somebody say, "I came in with the spirit of suicide, but I'm free, and I've been free for 3 years from one of your services"? Can they say that? See, don't tell me you anointed and it ain't producing nothing. You anointed, but I don't see no oil. I don't see no evidence of your oil. So y'all, the battles of a prophet are brutal. Get control of self. Get control of pride. Get control of that ego. Get control of your of jealousy. Get control of your spirit of compromise. Get control of your greed. Get control of things that will keep you from going to the next level in the prophetic. Just like there are levels in everything else, there are levels. There are levels. There are realms that are attainable as you go forward. One year I was going through something and I went through an assignment. I had a speaking engagement in Atlanta. Nervous. I got back and I was laying on my altar praying. God, it was like a fire in there. And God said that I had been granted divine access. You don't know what's going to open up divine access. No, you can't. I don't care how much I tell you about realms and levels and the 3 heaven. I don't care what I tell you about. You don't have access until God grants it. Until he stamps your ticket and says access granted. And it's determined by how you function at these levels. Y'all, I'm getting ready to get off of here, but I woke up with such a burden for the people of God, for the prophets especially, because we claiming a mantle and an office that might not be ours. And we having battles of the prophet and the apostle, and they might not even, and you might really just be an evangelist with a prophetic gift. Don't, because you have accurately prophesied to somebody, don't make you no prophet. Good gracious. It does not. Get the book. Y'all get the book. Just because you have accurately prophesied to someone does not make you a prophet. We are going through with these titles and tearing up people's lives. And now the real prophets are having to come up and fix it because people don't want to have nothing to do with church no more. Be honest, some of y'all don't want to have nothing to do with church anymore, but that's different. So y'all, I'm fixing to get off of here. Next week, I don't never know what we're going to talk about till God say. I don't know if we're going to be in my book or the book. But I love y'all. Let's master the battles of the prophet. Let's master your own nation. Deliver your own nation. Deliver your own nation. Deliver your own nation of people. Then we can go to the nations. And another thing, stop focusing. God gonna make my name great. It's a person with low self-esteem and dealing with rejection that need their name up in lights. Stop it. Let's stop it today. Y'all, I love y'all. Next Saturday, I will not be on because guess where we going? 2022 Prophetic Retreat in Branson, Missouri is going up next Friday. I'm excited. We are booked full to capacity. But it's going to be full. This year, I'm going to try to take pictures. Last year, I did not take pictures. I did not video anything and I'm not going to video this year either because you have to be there. And it's about respecting the glory of God that sits with us the whole weekend. I don't know if it's anybody still on, but they can tell you that the glory that God just sat with us for 2 days. And it's not, I don't reveal how I do it. You'll have to be there. And I don't reveal how I do it because sometimes people try to mimic what you do, but they don't have the oil to produce. And so it's a lot of prayer. It's a lot of fasting that goes on before this retreat. So it's not just your normal thing. But it is a time of fellowship in God. It's so much. So we'll come back. Last year it was the ascension. And I think if we have any people on here, they can they can confirm they came back ascended and they took off. I think last year after the retreat, I think I had 3 people between then and now that were at the retreat that have received the Holy Spirit. And it's just, God is just amazing what he did. He transformed lives. And so I know that people that are coming this year will leave transformed as well. I love you guys. Y'all stay tuned because I got something coming. I could just feel it. I got something coming. But there is, if you missed the 2022 retreat, don't despair. I've got something coming next year. So I love y'all. Y'all have an amazing Saturday. Hey, now Monday, I expect to be on for the Kingdom Takeover. And y'all go back and catch, I think we've had 3 or 4 shows, Kingdom Takeover. Go back and catch up during your leisure, or even just go back to the first one because that lays the foundation for all the rest of them. I love you guys, honey. I sit here on Saturday because my daddy said, y'all know me, my daddy said, and because of a desire to see the real prophets stand up and to let them know you don't have to be like everybody else. Prophetess Elisa is not like everybody else. But one thing you cannot deny, if you've ever been in my presence, I'm not like everybody else, but my daddy stand up tall in me. So I love you guys. Y'all have an amazing, amazing, amazing Saturday on purpose. If you are in the Arkansas area or Central Arkansas, Apostle Kevin Riley and I call her Prophetess Frances Riley are having a Let Incense Arise today at 5 p.m. You have to be there promptly because the door is closed. And it's going to be absolutely, positively amazing. I can tell. I can tell it's going to be amazing. So I love y'all. Y'all have an amazing Saturday on purpose. Go prophets. Hear God today. Hear and obey. I love you. Have an amazing Saturday. Until week after next. And then for those who follow me on Kingdom Takeover on Monday, I'll see you then. Love you guys. And for those who come to church, I will be. We will. Soul Cry International is having church tomorrow. The second Sunday. So stop by 1:45. We will be in the house. Don't come expecting a normal service because then you'll be kind of disappointed. But anyway, I love y'all. Have a good day.